right, David's back here with Nick and Mike. Mike's joining us for the first time. So we did this last week. And if you want to know what we're doing here, we're going to talk about finances this week. We're going to talk about getting money as quickly as you can because, people need money right now. So kind of my background, I've been an analyst at a healthcare company for almost 20 years. Finances is a hobby of mine, and I really enjoy talking finances. Nick, go ahead.
Hey, again, I'm Nick. Just a quick background, long-term investor, owns some real estate, financial hobby, right? So we created this because we wanted to share knowledge with you guys. I'm very excited about today's episode, how to make quick money in the pandemic, and I'm looking forward to giving you guys some information. So thanks for the guys that are joining us.
So we got Mike down here. Mike, go ahead.
Hey, hi, Mike. I'm a longtime friend of David's. I've known Nick now for a couple of years. I'm more here to learn. I work in the medical research field, so I'm one of the areas right now that isn't dealing a lot with layoffs and whatever the other term they use, furloughs and things like that. So, but, I'm always interested to learn new ways to, improve my finances, especially for long-term, retirement, hopefully before I'm 90.
And it looks like Umar joined us. Umar, go ahead and introduce yourself quick.
Hey, my name's Umar. I've been working on my finances for about 6 years now. Completely turned my life around, and I'm always looking for new ways to make some money, invest in things, retire early. Goal in life is to just be able to do what I want to do when I want to do it.
So we're going to jump in real quick here. We made a nice little slideshow for everybody so they could have an idea of what we think is important when it comes to, making money as soon as you can. So Nick and I kind of came up with this. I ran it past the other two guys, and I'll go ahead and share my screen here. Oops. So we need to create more money now. And these are the things that Nick and I have come up with. So first thing, let's get rid of stuff we don't need. So everybody's got stuff laying around their house that it's just taking up room. Nick and I kind of threw this together, kind of quickly. And Nick's one of those people that he loves shoes. I think to say he has probably 20, 30 pairs of shoes might be an understatement. Would I be right, Nick?
That's it. I think I own last 52, and they're not the Jordan things, right? They're random like polos or Pumas, just fun colors and bright things that I enjoy seeing. So yeah, I happen to have a bunch of shoes. So.
And everybody has clothes, laying around that they're not wearing anymore. If you can get rid of that stuff, let's, even if you're not selling it for much, you can get some money.
If you lost weight or gained weight, right? I mean, there's clothes that aren't going to fit again, and you just have to be honest and get rid of it. So
yeah. Unused kitchenware. I think this is a big thing for guys because we buy our wives things, and sometimes we even buy stuff for ourselves if we like to cook, and it doesn't necessarily get used. Yeah. So if you got stuff laying around the kitchen that never gets used, sell it.
Yeah, we had baking sheets for like pizza. We had like 12 of them, and we still had one in the wrapper. And I made my wife get rid of those. We have a tabletop oven, right, that we did pizza rolls and whole new thing into it, and she's selling that. There's so many random things in the kitchen specifically that we're not using. I mean, if you're not using it, get rid of it. So if you haven't used it in 6 months, toss it out.
This next one's kind of, new in the last few years. Etsy popped up, and people are making all sorts of crafts and art that they can sell on Etsy and some other websites that are like that. If you're crafty, if you draw things or make things, you know, this is good for like prop makers. So Mike and I both are part of the 501st, which is a Star Wars costuming group. So we use props and stuff, you know, both of us dress as Tusken Raiders. So we have gaffy sticks. I have a Tusken rifle. If you're able to make these things, you could always, you know, sell them for our purposes. We sell things for what they cost us to make. But, you know, if Nick decided to take that up and start 3D printing something, then, you know, he could sell it for whatever he wants to sell it for if it's his design. And again, art and stuff, like my daughter likes to create canvas pieces. That's something you could go and sell if somebody's interested in it. Jewelry, I bought some gifts for a couple of girls on my softball team off Etsy because, you know, it was nice, personalized, and I thought it was a fair price. They were making money on it, and it was something that, you know, she's making these things to make some extra cash.
Sure. You know, and one of the businesses that I had for a little bit, and I still have it, I just do it on the side. I make T-shirts. So I have a vinyl cutter. A lot of people out there actually have vinyl cutters for scrapbooking, but it's called like a Cricut. So right, think about the things that you can do with that. I mean, there's always people looking for you to create a banner with, you know, the paper that you have laying around for your kids to draw on or something, or you know, you can get you know, vinyl shipped in right away still. So make a T-shirt, make some a car sticker, anything like that. So, you know, throw it up on Etsy, make some money with it. So
another great area to look at is memorabilia or collectibles. A lot of people are into those things. I know my daughter and I both collect autographs. So, you know, if we're tight on money, that's something we could definitely get rid of and make a good amount of money with quick. We have friends that own a comic book shop. They're always looking to buy vintage toys. So if you got stuff like that laying around, or, you know, reach out to places that sell those things and might buy them. See what you can get. Doesn't hurt.
And I know it's a tough one to actually do, right? I mean, most of these things are you know, they mean something to you. But right now, you know, I mean, we have unemployment. I don't want to see people lose their house because they want to keep, you know, I have 50 baseballs out there signed by Detroit Tigers, you know, and a bunch of bats and helmets and things, you know, so in my little man cave instead of my office. Right. But, you know I enjoy that, but if I needed money, I would be selling that right now, you know, and it's something I should look into, you know, to see what things are worth. If it's at a high, you know, hey, we can get rid of it. I know the economy is still, you know, it hasn't seen the hit, so maybe things are still getting bought up. I haven't looked into it, but, you know, I know it's hard, but if you guys have it, look at it and get rid of it.
Another great area to look at for things that you may not use are workout items. I know that, you know, we all have these grand ideas, especially at the beginning of the year, to get in better shape, and we might buy the newest workout gadget, and then it sits in the corner for 6, 8, 9, 10 months. If you have stuff that you're not using, just get rid of it. Find somebody to buy it.
Yeah. And then sporting equipment, right? If you guys have, you know, I know David and I coached softball for a while, right? So we always talk about used bats, or, you know, you have, the faster you can get rid of last season's bat, right? Because new stuff's coming out, the more value it has, the longer it goes, it loses value. You know, some people might have their kids' football, you know, shoulder pads or kind of cleats. I know my wife's got some golf shoes that she has up on Facebook right now. So that's one thing I do want to let you guys know, places to sell these things, right? All the things that are listed here, I mean, you can do it on Facebook Marketplace, eBay, Craigslist. We've had luck with all of them. And for us, it depends on, you know, what we're selling. We had no hits on her golf cleats on Facebook, but I put it up on Craigslist, and all of a sudden golf was a big thing on Craigslist. So, you know, you're hitting a bigger market or a smaller market each one, right? So I mean, eBay is the whole thing, and you ship it out. So post office is still taking shipments.
So next thing we're going to hit is gig jobs. These have gotten more and more popular over the last couple of years. Anything from driving to shopping to delivering packages. So first one on here is Uber or Lyft. I know Nick drove for Uber a few times. You want to speak to that, Nick?
Yeah. So I don't do it anymore. I don't know what's being offered, but so I had a friend drive for Uber. There was like a $500 bonus if you signed somebody up and they drove so many times. So they said they'd split their amount with me, plus I got a little bonus for doing it. And I was like, hey, why not? So honestly, it was really easy, right? Questionnaire, how old's my car? Send me a picture of your driver's license, your insurance, your car itself, and then they approve you quickly. I know that Uber and Lyft aren't they're hiring, but they're trying to ask people not to use them right now because of the virus. But this is something that you can get set up right away, and we'll go into the next one, right? Uber still has Uber Eats, and that's a big thing right now, right? There's a lot of places waiving their fees, but a lot of Uber Eats, Grubhub, and DoorDash are giving bonuses to people for going above and beyond, and you're going to get tips from doing those types of things. So with Uber, you'll have to submit for both Uber Eats and Uber itself. They're two separate things, but you'll be able to drive and earn money quickly with those. I think it pays out once a week back when I did it a few years back. So.
And then Shipt and Instacart is the next thing. Now, my wife has done Shipt. She still does Shipt. She just hasn't been during this pandemic. They're hiring a lot because a lot of people don't want to go to the grocery store. So Shipt is busy 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, basically. It's hard for customers right now to place orders in a timely fashion because they have so many shops that are out there. And I don't know much about Instacart. I know it's similar to Shipt. I know with Shipt, it pays a minimum of $5 and then 7.5% of whatever the total of the shop is. And then, customers have the option to tip, which I know customer-wise, Mike uses Shipt quite a bit.
Yes.
And as a customer, Mike, how do you like it?
I really enjoy it. It really helps out with my busy schedule, especially with, getting things ready for like when my kids are going to come for a few days or the long periods that I have them. And, I'm one that I believe somebody's doing me a service. So, I'm easily going to tip 15 to 20% on every order.
Well, I can say, one of the things that pushed Dawn into doing Shipt was she was working a job, wasn't making the kind of money that she should have been making, and hated the hours. And I said, well, if you don't like it there, quit and do this for a little bit and see what happens. And she really liked the freedom to be able to set her own schedule and work when she wanted to work. And like I said, if you can hit certain dollar amounts a week, I don't care if you go back to a regular job or not. Now, she'd probably do it more often if she hadn't opened her business, but with the business, she ships, maybe once or twice a week when things are normal. And then the rest of the time she pours into the business. But one other thing that her and I did was Amazon Flex. We both delivered for them during Christmas a couple of years ago. That can be good money. The issues I had with Flex was you didn't know where you were going when you showed up to get the packages. You could have, 50 packages an hour and a half away, which that's not a great option. That's going to cost you a lot of money in gas, a lot of wear and tear on your vehicles. You might show up and they don't have any packages and they just pay you to show up. That, it's kind of the luck of the draw there. It, depends on how much people have ordered Amazon those few days. A couple of the other things we have on here, TaskRabbit and Upwork. They both offer different types of tasks to make money. Upwork, I looked into a little bit, and it does like sending people out on adjuster claims so they can take pictures of vehicles and stuff like that. I don't know, Nick, do you have any knowledge of either one too much?
No, I never used any of those. but we've looked into the amount, and right, yeah, it's just go ahead, go take a picture. They give you specific things of what they need, right? I need the front side, the back side, the left and the right, 4 separate pictures. Submit this way. So, you know, they give you specifically, and it's very easy to use from the reviews that I've read about them.
Yeah, and that's my understanding of both as well. And then the newest thing coming out that I've seen is virtual babysitting, which also leads into virtual tutoring. Obviously, we're in a virtual world now, and I never thought of virtual babysitting as being a thing, but I guess that's starting to really pick up. So those are options that are out there that, you know, if you want to watch some kids through the computer, then that's an option. And honestly, if you know how to do something, tutoring, virtual tutoring's been around for a while because people need to know how to do things. So that's always an option. If you have something to teach, like what Nick and I do, that's an option. You need money now. There are a lot of essential jobs out there. Nick and I were going over this a few minutes ago, and you know, the medical field is hiring because they need more workers in certain areas. Now, you're probably, you know, if you're not a doctor, you're not getting a job as a doctor. And because of the situation we're in, yeah, there are a lot of hospitals that are laying off, but they also are hiring for certain positions because they don't have enough workers for those positions. So medical jobs are available. Amazon has not stopped. It's still pumping out packages. Everybody's home and ordering. You know, I haven't ordered as much Amazon as I have in the past, but I'm still ordering stuff, and people need to work in warehouses. Grocery stores, they're still busy. They're looking for people to stock shelves. Fast food's still running, you know, pretty busy. They're looking for people to come in and work. The unemployment offices, at least in Michigan, are overwhelmed by the number of people that are filing for unemployment. So they've gone through some temporary hiring to try and get more people in there. Nick, go ahead, Nick.
Last time they were doing you know, call centers and things, and you know, setting up quick, you know, so you can work from home if you have a landline phone. That's a thing for some people, but you know, you can still, you know, take information and do all this, you know, from home for the unemployment, right? So it's going to create an income for you quickly. You know, there's still people out driving, so gas stations, right there, you know, you can go work. You know, I know that there's 2 gas stations by me hiring for 3rd shift. You know, it's not going to always be the shift you want, but you know what? Hey, if you need some money, you know, it's the time to go out and get the money that you need. You know, we know that, you know, there's a lot of places that are hiring and they're giving premiums right now. You know, we go back to the grocery store. I think, you know, we have a local Meijer, and I think Walmart even gave a small pay raise, but, you know, Meijer was, you know, they were a minimum wage, just over type of a job. And last I heard, you know, they were hiring at $18 an hour to stock shelves at night. So, right. So there's places that are still pumping out. If you need money and you need it quick, just go out and do it.
Nick and I were talking, and there's plenty of stuff you could do around the neighborhood, manual labor type jobs, whether it's, you know, doing some landscaping for your elderly neighbor, or mowing their lawn, or moving, you know, mulch or stone for them. I know we had a friend last year that needed mulch laid. I went over and laid mulch. Now, I didn't charge for it because it was a friend, but, you know, these are things people need done. Both of us live in, you know, pretty well-to-do areas. A lot of the people in my area don't want to do their own stuff. So these are options for me. Go ahead, Nick.
Well, so, you know, I mean, I just built a pretty big fire pit in my backyard, you know, and I want stone in the back. And, you know, I'm looking for somebody, you know, I'm hoping, you know, the problem is there's not these kids anymore that, hey, I'm going to go mow the grass, and I'm going to go do all these small jobs that I did as a kid. And David, I know you did as a kid, yep. Right? Like you went out and earned these. So, you know, don't think that these are kid jobs anymore. These are things that, you know, we're not pushing the next generation to do. So capitalize on it, right? You know, I'd pay right now for somebody to come take wheelbarrows out of my driveway and put it around my fire pit, so that way I didn't have to do it. Just bought a rototiller for my mom, put it together, and I tilled my garden, right? I know if you go buy one, people pay money for you to go till their garden. People, you know, I mean, we go to weeding gardens, right? Flower beds, right? People need these things built. They can't do it. They love it. You know, you're offering a service. You're entitled to get paid. Now, whether you know, if you want to be a good person, again, David did this because it was a friend, right? If you get a referral from somebody, feel free to take it. But, you know, I know a lot of mine, I donate, you know, my time, but there's a time where it's like, hey, you know, I can help you, but I can go earn this money. So I'm letting you know that I need to go earn money first. You can, you know, you can build raised flower beds. That's a big thing right now. So if you're handy, you know, do that. Plant gardens. You know, I said I just tilled mine. You know, help. People are always looking for somebody to do the work for them because they don't want to, right? Or they don't have the time. You know, there's still essential workers that want things done, and you know, they're willing to trade time for money. So if you're laid off right now or need money right now, go do these types of things. You know,
I'll speak quick to it. I always am looking for people to mow my lawn and do that kind of thing because I'm allergic really badly to grass clippings and things like that. So I always pay for people to mow my lawn.
Sure, that's a great point. You know, especially with people that don't want to, you know, that can't be out in this stuff. You know, I know the next one, the handiwork thing, I do quite a bit. Kind of just more by referral. So, you know, I own a bunch of properties. I do most of my own things. So whenever anybody needs something fixed, they call Nick. And, you know, if I have time, I usually go help. If not, I give them the person that I hire when I can. You know, you'd be surprised how many people want their countertop or their bathroom shower recaulked, right? I mean, so go in there, grab a $3 tool, right? That takes it off, and you know, put the new bead down, and I do that quite a bit. I've changed outlets, anything. You know, people need handy people, and you can post that on Facebook all the time. I know some of you people that are watching, right? You know how to work on cars. There's always people that want to save money, you know, doing it that way. So whatever you can do, if you have any handy skills, there's always people looking. And from what I'm hearing is they're going to start opening up buildings back soon. But you know, there's power washing that can keep you coronavirus. You know, so you can keep your distance. So go power wash somebody's house if you have one. I mean, again, there's these tools laying around that you haven't sold. You might as well use them.
Yeah, great points, Nick. So moving on, there's a bunch of freelance work out there. I know Nick has some experience with Fiverr. There's also Flex Jobs, Upwork, Freelancer. You can go and there are people that need typing done, programs designed, all sorts of different stuff. If you have a talent, somebody's willing to pay you for that talent. So go out there and search who could use whatever talent it is that you have.
Yeah, and with Fiverr, it's really cool because what it offers is, I mean, so many different things. I personally used it for logo designs or things to put on some t-shirts, right? I got bombarded in my company for a little while, so I hired out people to give me a vector of a thing that I needed, right? I mean, it's literally like $5 jobs, and most of the time you get people from you know, different parts of the world that'll do it for inexpensive. But you can also get people that want to deal with the U.S. So right, with Fiverr, if you can sing, if you have a great voice for talking, you can do voiceover work that people will want. You can send a random happy birthday. I mean, you just post out what your talent is, and people will hire you for it. I know there was a fun thing going around that people were wanting people to be their voicemail, if that makes any sense. So they put it up to the speaker. They left the voicemail. Hey, call Nick today, and they pay $5 for somebody to leave that as the fun voicemail. So Fiverr's really fun. If you haven't looked into it, take a look. You can do so many things. Write papers. Again, just look into it. It's really fun.
One of the things I do a lot of is I do a lot of surveys. When I'm sitting around watching TV, if I got nothing going on, sometimes if I'm at my wife's business and we're not overly busy, I'll get out there and do surveys. Some of them pay a few cents for a few minutes. Some of them pay really, really well. I know with Elliott Benson, my daughter's doing one right now for them. It's about a week, about an hour a day. So she's going to put in 7-8 hours doing this. They're paying her $275. Money is out there. You have to be willing to work for it a little bit. Branded doesn't give you a ton of money to do their surveys. Survey Savvy, every month I get 4 envelopes to send them all of my junk mail. They pay me $15 a month for it. So I give them all my junk mail. They give me $15. I'm a happy guy. It's no work for me. Putting them in an envelope. That's it.
And do they pay the shipping?
Yeah.
Perfect.
I make $15. All I do is stick it in an envelope, send it back. If you send 3 out of the 4 envelopes back a month, they pay you no issue.
Okay.
So it's nice. I mean, again, you have to do the work, but if you're willing to put in a little bit of work, you can get a little bit of money back for it. It's, it takes time. You're usually not getting rewarded right away. It could be 4 or 5 weeks down the road, but still it's essentially free money.
Sure.
Mystery shops. This is something my wife loves to do. iSecret Shop is an app you put on your phone. It'll tell you in the area, what's around that you can do. We get dinner a lot of times using this type of app, which if you're getting dinner, you're probably not making any money, but they also do cell phone shops where I think they usually pay about $9. All you got to do is go to the cell phone place, tell them, this is what I'm looking to buy, get information, upload the information. They pay you $9. Bestmark, I've gotten a bunch of free oil changes through Bestmark, which, again, what's an oil change run in Grand Rapids? $50. If you go to a dealer,
yeah,
they'll pay that. No big deal. Field Agent's one where you go around usually and you take some pictures of maybe McDonald's menu boards. They pay you $5 to do it. That money's usually within a day or two. Customer Impact, we use once every couple of years because they have a Ruth Chris Steakhouse survey. And they have all these things you have to buy, and they reimburse you up to $200 on your meal, which is not very hard to spend if you go to Ruth Chris. So you end up getting a nice free meal out of it. You don't make any money, but you don't spend any either.
I say, yeah, exactly. That's, you get an experience on that one, but you can come close. But there is other things besides Ruth Chris, where you're going to make some money.
Oh, absolutely.
So I do a mystery shop once in a while when whenever I have some free time, which isn't very often, but I did one at a Meijer because I had an appointment set and I had 30 minutes and all I had to go do was give my opinion on something and they paid me $70, cash in hand that day, that second. But with Field Agent, right? I mean, that's something you can still do with this coronavirus. They have jobs that are out there right now. Hey, I need you to go take a picture of these 3 houses within this block because, it's usually like a real estate investor that wants to run comps or an agent that wants to run comps and they're just, they're busy doing a bunch of other things. I know, like David said, right, it's take a photo of the front of this building or this billboard or the McDonald's thing. So it's an easy one. It's a fun one. And, sometimes there's good perks to it. You get meals that you've never had for free, basically.
I'm always looking for accounts. I probably don't know anyone that knows the details of as many checkings and savings accounts and credit cards as what I do. Places are always running specials to come and open an account. Chase does it all the time. We'll pay you $200 to open a checking account. Usually rules are you got to have it open for 6 months and you got to have direct deposit. Well, those aren't very hard things to do.
Yes, and I think, a lot of places, Lake Michigan, they're running the 3% interest. I mean, United's running 4% interest. So if you open a new account, it's not just opening it to get the big bonus, it's opening it to get higher interest. I mean, 3 and 4 is not much, but it depends on financially where you are. Every little bit adds up, especially if we're looking for money here. The fun thing that I want to share about checking accounts, especially, or the savings accounts, is, David once in a while will, hey, you should open an account, which usually means, hey, I'm going to get $200 as well. So, if, and I know that my wife and I have done it, right? So I've opened an account. I've referred my wife to the same exact bank. I got another $50 or $100. She got the $200 bonus, instantly like that. We made $500, in a month or 2 month type of a period. So, savings accounts, I brought over a pretty large check to a bank, and they actually gave me a bonus to open a savings account with them. Gave me like a year of pretty good interest on my amount of money that I had. So checking the savings accounts on the benefits that they'll give you just for having some money sitting around with them. So, and I know David on this last one, he's the credit card guru. I mean, this guy will play the system, and it's a great thing to have, right? Travel for free or earn money for everything. So, David, why don't you tell them about some credit card things?
So I love Capital One because Capital One pays me upwards of $800 a year to use their credit cards because their rewards are great. Now, you have to use credit sensibly, and that's hard for a lot of people. I know Nick does not like credit cards. I love it because I pay the bill off every month. I never carry a balance, and they're giving me 1.25%, 1.5% back on every purchase I make. I'm getting a $25 check at least once a month from one of my credit cards.
That's something I love about credit cards. I love that about credit cards. I just know that as a person, I'm so preoccupied with everything else, and I have so many other things to pay. I'm like, I don't need more things to have to pay, right? Like, trust me, I think about it all the time. Where my wife and I are starting to travel more, right? So we're like, now it's just a matter of which one should we get, and doing the research. So right, we're hoping to do an episode, I think, David and I, about credit cards, about travel hacking, what things. So it's not that I'm against credit cards. I know who I am personally, and the irresponsibility of like forgetting, or I like to swipe a card, hop on my bank account, and then like pay it off right then and there. But like half the time it's not even ready, and then I'll forget about it, and then I'll get mad because I didn't do it. So you do have to be on what we're doing and focus on it. So I think credit cards have great potential for if you use them as a tool, not as a toy.
That's a great point, Nick. It's a tool, it's not a toy. So this is kind of our last little slide here. Let's we'll just move everybody around. So there are tons of apps out there. When you're looking at grocery apps, you're looking, there's Ibotta, there's Checkout 51, there's Saving Star, there's Flash Food. These will give you rebates back or sell you items cheaper. Great tools to have. Go ahead.
saying, and to use those, what do you have to do to get your money? Show them.
So with like Ibotta, some of the stores that, will offer you like the accounts. So with Meijer, there's M Perks. Or Family Fare has their Yes Rewards. You just link your account to Ibotta and it will automatically give you those offers.
Sure.
If they don't have that, then you have to take a picture of the receipt and upload the receipt and claim whatever offers are out there. And really, that's how it works for most of the grocery apps. You take a picture of the receipt, tell them what you bought, that they're giving money back for, and then usually within 12 hours or so, the money's in your account, which everybody has a different threshold to hit to redeem that money.
Sure. Yeah, it's all you do is take a photo with your phone. I mean, everybody's doing it with their checks nowadays, right? You can just instantly upload. So yeah, that's the whole thing is. And then we go to receipts, right? I mean, it's literally that easy. You take a copy of your receipt, let people know what you bought, and they'll pay you for it, right? We have up here coin out, fetch, and receipt hog, right? Yep. I mean, it's literally when you go buy something, anything, you take a photo, right? When I first found out about it, it was with David and his wife. We were out to Mongolian barbecue, quite a big bill. We all, but Dawn takes her phone, takes a picture, and I was like, what, why are you taking a picture of such a large bill? What does it matter? And she's like, oh no, I get points for this, or I get money for this. And I was like, oh man, so like the one that gets the discount on it. So it's a great thing. I've seen it, I've seen it working, and it's a great way to make money. So, and if you're the financial responsible person of your party, oh man, everybody's doing these cash apps, have everybody pay you, you pay the whole bill, take the receipt, take the photo of the big receipt, and you're getting money on top of yours. So.
Yep, there's some different gas things out there too. Get Upside, we talked about with Umar a little bit last week. You can save discounts on gas. Gas Buddy also has a similar thing where if you go to certain gas stations, they'll discount the gas for those places. Some of the miscellaneous apps that really don't fit into anything. So Achievement's an app that my wife uses. Nowadays, almost everyone has a Fitbit. If you have a Fitbit and you wear it and you join Achievement, they'll give you money for the recording off of your Fitbit. So how much you slept, how many steps you took, stuff like that. She earns about $10 every quarter. So it's not huge money, but it's decent. They have a flu study that she's been doing all winter right now, which I think pays $50 whenever it closes. So, nice little incentives here and there. Smart App's a tracking device that you can put on your phone. It gives you about $5 a month and then a bonus of $10 every 3 months. Ratukin used to be Ebates. You go shop, they give you money back where you're shopping. Swagbucks kind of does the same thing, and I think they have surveys too. Dosh is a website where you can sign up your credit cards with, and they'll give you extra rewards on top of your credit cards. And then there's Lego and Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace, which Nick touched on earlier. You can sell a bunch of stuff through there. Any thoughts on any of those, Nick?
Well, I mean, Lego I've downloaded. It does mostly the people that are kind of around you. Craigslist, right? Most people know what it is. So, but there's a bunch of categories, and depending on what you have, you go back to all these slides of, the first slide of things to sell, post it on there, right? Pick what it is. I mean, you'd be surprised what people have to sell. There's cars. There's cars that people want to get rid of. They have an extra one. There's so many things. So, but again, those apps and websites, Facebook Marketplace is great. I'll be honest, I import from China once in a while, some random fun things. I go to Facebook. It's usually toys because I'm a child at heart, and then I sell it off for extra money. when those fidget spinners became a thing, right? I jumped on the fidget spinner bandwagon, had my shipment come to me, and made some money off of that. Paid Uncle Sam his money for my tax. But I mean, it was a great thing. So.
And kind of the last area for apps we have here is bill negotiation. There's a whole bunch of them out there. We're not going to go through every one of them, but basically what they'll do is they'll negotiate your cable bill, your phone bill, your any type of bill that gives some kind of discount. It will sit there and try to find you the best deal for. When I used to have AT&T, Trim would always get my bill cut in a third. And with them, what happens is whatever savings they save you, so if they save you, $100, they charge you X number of percentage off of that $100, and then you pay them right away, and you get your savings for, the length of that contract, which is usually a year. So there's a whole lot of different bill negotiation websites. This is just a small sample of them, and there's a bunch of medical bill ones on here. If you don't feel you can call and negotiate those on your own, these will do it for you.
Well, it's some of these I want to be specific. You don't have to always be delinquent. I mean, a lot of your medical bills, right? If you're delinquent on them, you can negotiate a heck of a lot better. But it was talking about with AT&T, right? I mean, you could be having it right now. Let's say I know. So I told you guys last time I don't have internet except for my cell phone. I don't have cable, right? And I don't have a house phone. But right. So I know that my Comcast bill went from, which is a cable provider. We had cable and internet, started out at $30 for a month for both, right? Then it went to $50, and I was like, that's not bad. I've been enjoying it. Went to $75. My wife was in school, and I was like, I need internet, so we'll ride it out. Went to $100, and I was like, I can't do this anymore. We got rid of it, and that's when we cut everything again. But so if it's one of those times where you just seen a bill go up, right? It's time to get on some of these apps or some of these websites and have them negotiate. I mean, you'd be surprised how much money you can save just by having this. Yeah, I mean, it'll cost you a couple bucks up front, but the savings in the end is ridiculous. Doing this, we were talking about getting Wi-Fi, and so I'm starting to figure out how to negotiate what I'm going to do with it. So, hey, David, I want to go back to the grocery thing, Flash Food.
Yeah.
Flash Foods. Let's show some people. I know we have an example kind of pulled up. Flash Food is a really cool app that's come out. We're excited about it.
So Flash Food's this app where you can see if your local store participates, which for us is Family Fare participates in the Grand Rapids area. So,
which is Spartan Nash. I mean,
right.
That's the more
Spartan Nash.
Kroger's and things like that. More U.S. or more U.S. Known, I guess. So.
Right, and I know Meyer's talking about picking them up soon as well. So yesterday, my wife hopped on her app, and they had some stuff. So they had this $5 guacamole kit with all these avocados, which avocados are usually $1 to $1.50 a piece. Some tomatoes, limes, onion. They called it a guacamole kit. It was $5. Now, most of the stuff in here is ripe right now, but she's good at putting everything to use. So even if there's a couple of avocados she can't use, she felt like she was getting a great value here, and she jumped on that immediately. And then she picked up some bakery items, which were about half off. It's extra things you can save money on. Not necessarily you're gonna make money, but you'll at least save money on it. And what they're doing is they're getting rid of stuff that's close to expiration. They're probably going to have to throw away if they can't find a way to sell it, and this is just a way to get rid of it quickly.
Yep. Well, it's them avocados, a dollar a piece. There's 11 of them in there. I think I counted. So I mean, even at that, $5, you've paid for just the avocados. You have limes, an onion, so and now you've fed your entire family guacamole, which who doesn't love guacamole? I mean,
Yeah.
I hate avocados, but I'll still eat guacamole. So, but hey, I say, does any, Ummer or Mike, do you guys have any questions? Anything that you'd like in depth, more details?
Any thoughts you have?
I need to use some more of those apps that you guys are using.
Yeah,
I use a few of them, but that's quite a list you got there.
just remember me when you become like uber rich off of these apps, right? So buy me a beer. They didn't sponsor us, but my brother was in Wisconsin, and Fox River Brewing officially. I have a Doc Spider Pale Ale. So if anybody out there has any beer they want me to try, I'm always down to try new beers. Let me know in the comments what you want me to try.
Yeah, same here.
Mm-hmm.
I know you won't try everything though, Dave.
I will not drink an IPA. Don't tell me to drink an IPA. It's disgusting.
That's what I've been drinking all night. My other one is from Fox River. It's Reel It In IPA. So yeah, 2 IPAs for the night, and one's a pale and one's an IPA. So it's been kind of fun. Usually I drink a stout or a porter. So
that's more my style.
It is the style.
But hey, I hope you guys got some type of learning from this. Hope anything we did helps you guys out. And so my 4-year-old decided to come join us. So I'm gonna hop off here in a little bit, get this one tucked into bed, and do the family thing. If you guys have any questions, reach out to me, and I'll do my best to answer.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and stop the video for now. I think we'll talk a little bit after this is off like we normally do, but I hope people found this informative. If you have questions, please hit us, any of the 4 of us up, because we talk a lot, and we're going to keep, trying to educate on at least what we know. I know Ummer shared the start of his new spreadsheet end of last week, and he was really excited about that, and I was really excited to see it. I love spreadsheets. I'm not going to lie. Yeah, I know he loves it too. We love spreadsheets. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording there. But again, hit us up. This will be posted to YouTube probably sometime tonight or probably tomorrow. But